Hi, everyone. I'm super excited to be here today with you with this amazing interview with Dr. Elisabeth Wygant. Thank you, Elisabeth, for coming. For all of you who don't know Elisabeth yet, she is a women's hormone and good health guru, functional nutrition expert, and author for the Best Holistic Life magazine, speaker and a host of the Try Mama podcast, wife and mother of two little ladies. Amazing little girls. Her specialty is empowering ambitious women who are feeling overwhelmed, fatigued, and short of time, which I totally understand, to move in confidence, reclaim their libido, and optimize energy levels. She emboldens women to unearth their feminine superpower through deep inner healing via embodiment techniques, cycle seeking, and more. Her true passion in life is inspire women to fill their cup and recognize that there is never too late to invest in themselves, in their health. So welcome, Elisabeth. So happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me and the beautiful introduction. I appreciate that.
No, it's my pleasure. I was really looking forward to today's interview because I admire you. I'm seeing your work. I'm seeing you, everything that you're doing. And you're also a great friend of mine. So I was really looking forward to introduce you to this community. And I would love for everyone to know like how you started. What was that thing that made you feel like this is what I want to do? Why are you so passionate about this topic?
Yeah, so for me, it was really becoming a mother that changed everything for me. I originally started as a community pharmacist. I was completely burned out. I worked in a toxic environment. And then once I had my daughters, I had gone through traumatic birth experiences with both of them. And after I had my youngest, I ended up getting placed in the hospital because of a severe mastitis infection. I was breastfeeding her and ended up getting sick because of it, and pumping at work and all of these other things that just weren't really cohesive to being a new mother. For me, it was a really stressful time in my life, having to go back to work, and then also the whole aspect of pumping at work is not very fun. I'm sure that there are some women listening who could agree. And then when I was in the hospital, I just had this realization that I was not where I was meant to be. I wasn't serving in my purpose. So I really was thinking about it. I had a quiet time to myself during that time, even though I wanted to be with my family, but I really realized that my purpose is to empower women. And I went through all of these experiences for a reason. They were my lessons to get me to that point, right? So that was like a wake-up call for me. So I took that and I ended up just running with it. And I had to go through my own healing myself because I was on antibiotics in the hospital. I fell into functional medicine. And then from there, I just kept building onto what it is I do today. And that's like the very shortened version of how I got here.
Oh, thank you for sharing. I mean, it's quite a path, and I'm sure many women can relate to it. And when it touched your life so much, like, as you say, that's your purpose. That's something that you really are here to do. And I'm glad that you're doing it. And again, every time that I see you speak about this topic, I can see how much you get lit up and how
Yes.
the energy that you really share with everyone. So now that you're talking about what you went through and what other women might be going through right now, if you were to bust one myth around hormones and healthy life and this burnout, what would be the number one thing you like more women to know?
Oh my gosh, one.
I know there are so many, but that one that really calls you right now.
Yeah. So you know what? I really think it's like, gosh, trying to think of the right way to word this because it's something I've been so focused on and really like building a serious passion around. So the myth that women are lesser or like meant to suffer always, like for eternity, that is the myth I'm here to bust, because when it comes down to it, we are the ultimate like superhero in our world right now. If you read anything, if you just felt anything energy wise, I know I have, like, there is a shift going on. And what's happening is we're seeing women leaving the corporate landscape by the thousands, right? I think it's like over 1 million women have left corporate. And the leading reason is burnout, which you are the guru in.
Yeah.
And part of this has to do with really not understanding our bodies. But here's the other interesting fact about what's going on in our world is there's a lot of chaos right now. There's a lot of just like, it literally feels like we're walking on shifting land, right? At least for me at times. And this chaos needs to be met with harmony. And it is being produced by the very prevalent masculine energy that's been governing our world for centuries. And they're finding that there's some influencers out there. Gary Vee is one of them. He was one of the first people to post on this that I had seen, where soft skills are the emerging superpowers of business, which really is the emerging superpowers of the world. And when you look up soft skills, they are complementary to feminine leadership skills, things like empathy, things like collaboration, compassion, treating people like human beings. And to me, they aren't soft skills. They are a force to be reckoned with. They are going to change the world. And that is what I am here to do. Like, I'm here to awaken women into their superpower and to tap back into that part of them, that feminine part of them that we've all really been ignoring for so long. It's time for that to come back up and out and balance everything.
I love that. I mean, you just said the key word, that balance. I am really advocating for that as well. And I live for a long time on that masculine energy, always that go mindset. And that was what led to burnout. So totally resonate with me, and really tapping more into that feminine energy. It doesn't mean to stop doing, like, things will not just sit down and things will come. It's just really tapping into, as you say, our superpower and learning how to do things differently. So I'm so happy that you're teaching more women how to really do that. And one of the things you do it with is that cycle syncing. Like, that's one of the topics that I've been getting really interested in, and the difference is huge. So how about telling us a little bit on what that cycle syncing can look like to avoid the burnout?
Sure. So really what this is optimizing your hormone levels through each phase of your cycle. If you are someone who has irregular periods, if you are pregnant, if you're going through perimenopause, menopause, you can use the moon phases to navigate each cycle, which is something that I teach my clients on, which I don't think we'll have enough time to get into with everything. But really, when you're looking at preventing burnout or being burnout with your career or even in your personal life, it's best to understand your body and go into body literacy. So I like to start with the menstrual phase, because typically that's the easiest one to identify for most women, right? That's when you're bleeding for up to 5 to 7 days on average for most women. And this is the phase where you really want to give your body space and time to rest. And that is something that is really hard for a lot of people to do. But I can guarantee you it's going to be a total game changer, because you're preserving your energy at this point, because it's exerting so much energy to go through this phase in your cycle. And what I mean by rest, like if you are in your career, I like to say that try not to overdo it. Like, don't overbook yourself during that week. Don't schedule too many calls. try not to have presentations and projects going on. Make that for a different time in your cycle. And let's say you do have a project or presentation during that week, the next 2 days afterwards, make it a very light day for yourself. So minimum activities going on at work. And then as you move into your follicular phase, so your hormone levels are starting to elevate. So I didn't touch on that with the menstrual phase. With the menstrual phase, they're at their lowest point. So that's estrogen and progesterone that we're talking about. So they're really low. And then when you move into follicular, they're going to start building back up. So your energy levels will begin to increase. And this is when you really want to start to get organized, get things going again on your projects, on your presentations, like really get things up and running so that when you move into ovulatory, which is the next part of this, that's your social phase. And that lasts about 3 to 4 days or so. And it's your baby making phase, from like a perspective of like, I guess like a primal perspective, so to speak. But that's when you want to get out and, have those networking events, make those really important phone calls, do the presentations, do the projects. Like that's when you really want to tailor your big events that are going to involve you having a conversation with other people during that time of the month. And then lastly, going into the luteal phase, this phase is like the longest of them all. It's about 10 to 14 days. And it's almost like an extended ovulatory phase for the first half. And then the second half is when your hormones will start to really start dropping off. And I call it your get shit done phase because you just want to make sure all your loose ends are tied up and that you don't have anything lingering out there, so that you can really focus on that resting during the menstrual phase again. And it's just that cyclical flow of your body and how to really optimize that to prevent burnout and increase your satisfaction with wherever it is you are at work. And then even personally, having that energy is like, I think that's something that you couldn't even put a price tag on. So
it's everything. I
yeah.
mean, we're energy, so it's absolutely everything.
Yeah.
So I really love the way you explain it and what are those things that you can really do on each phase, because I feel like in the past, most people saw that, okay, women have a cycle, this is a disadvantage. Like on that menstrual phase, you have low energy, you cannot do a lot of things, and it's not true. It's really that resting phase. It's that time when you're starting to think about things, revise all the foundations. So that way, when you're on that ovulatory phase and that follicular and the luteal phase, you really get a lot of things done.
Yes.
Like, that's the phase where you multiply everything, because that's the phase you can absolutely do incredible things that nobody else will believe is possible. Right. So really tapping into that for me has been a huge change. Always that menstrual phase, as you said, not scheduling anything important if you can avoid it. If not, just take it slow, have that rest afterwards. But really learning these different stages that we are at and how you can leverage, it's going to prevent not only that burnout, but really allow you to do everything so much smoother, and you will enjoy more. We all want to enjoy more, and that allows you to have this work-life balance also very well integrated and harmonious. So what do you feel like that will be the number one thing that women should be focusing on when starting this healing journey or this awareness journey that we are getting into?
Yeah, the number one thing. These number ones are getting
sorry, I know. I just want to keep it simple.
Oh my gosh. So really when I think about trying to navigate all of this and going back to my journey as well, I just remember thinking like, I need to know my body and I need to be able to track where I'm at. So starting there is so important. And there's different apps that you can use. You can even you can get a paper printout. You can look it up on Google. I mean, there are different ways for you to track your cycle and to really know what phase you're in. And it's not necessarily black and white either. Like, it's not like, okay, I'm definitely follicular, or, you know, I'm definitely ovulatory, aside from, I guess, like the menstrual phase. But they all kind of just like blend together, really. And when you think about it, it's a cycle, it's a circle, right? It's not corners, it's not, doesn't have edges. Yeah. So really, I would say starting there is really important. And then once you've gotten that identified, it takes, on average, most women about 3 months to really know where they're at in their cycle. But then from there, you know, you build on top of it. So you look into things like navigating your workflow, navigating your movement, even as part of it. Your nutrition is huge. Like, really, that's I love teaching on that as well. So being able to use food to help balance your hormones is amazing. And you don't have to be necessarily dependent on pharmaceuticals to do that. I mean, there are way better ways to heal your hormones naturally. Not saying that there isn't a time and place, but food is highly, highly effective. And Hippocrates is the father of medicine, and he says that let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. So he's way old school. So if that doesn't speak volumes, then I don't know what else would.
Amazing tip. Yeah, that awareness phase and really getting to understand how you work and how we can start really tapping more into it. It's the number one thing that I will also always say, that tracking, that awareness, it's the number one step to change everything that you want to achieve in life. So I really enjoy this small talk with you, but I know there's something coming on that I'm really excited about, and I wanted to bring you here so you can share a little bit more about it, because this has been just kind of a very small tip of the iceberg to getting to know more about our hormones, about our bodies, and how we can really start feeling more at ease with everything that's happening. So tell us a little bit more about the upcoming masterclass that you're having, and I'm really excited. I'll be there. So I really want you to share with everyone in here.
Yeah, so starting next Monday, 8/22, I am hosting a free 5-day Happy Hormones Masterclass, and we will be doing 30-minute sessions each day to go over in more detail what we just talked about here, but then also touch on things like nutrition. And to me, what I keep seeing is this theme of making it so complicated when it doesn't have to be. And I know that that is affecting how we perceive our wellness, especially as women, because there's just so much noise. So really what we're doing that during one of the sessions is simplifying your nutrition. And then we're also going to talk about different transitions in your life. So perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, that's really important. It's another conversation I've been having with a lot of women. And I thought that we should definitely touch on that during the masterclass as one of our sessions. So we're dedicating a whole day for that. And really what it comes down to is during this week, it is a transformation within yourself. As long as you are taking that action and setting an intention for yourself, you will see a transformation. And just doing this in the past, it is so beautiful. It doesn't only like affect the lives of the women that are there, but it also affects mine, and it's so powerful, and I love doing it. So that's just like a little bit about what we'll be doing, but there's a few days of giveaways that I will have for you all, which is always fun. So that has to do with participation and inviting other people, other women into the group and that sort of thing. So I am just extending a warm welcome to any woman here who's listening to please join me, because I am here to make an impact in this world. And I know that this is where I need to start. So I would love to see you all there, and just thank you for letting me share that and having that time and that space to do so.
No, I love that. I'm really excited. And that's why I wanted to bring you here. I mean, I love learning more and more about everything. I'm a forever student, but especially about ourselves. And one of the things that you just said really, really kind of click. And it's not only touching the women that come to the masterclass that are seeing an impact in their life, in your life, as well as the one explaining it and seeing all the transformation, but I feel like it really impacts way beyond that. It's their life, your life, but also the people that surround them, their family, their loved ones, the friends, people who work with them. It's an impact that it just keep building and building and building, and it never stops. So the more women that you want to invite to this masterclass, the bigger the impact. And that's why I really want to start sharing this life everywhere, because I really want to, how can I say this, to further create this impact with you, and
That's a
just
ripple.
seeing, creating this
Mhm.
domino effect. For me, it's something that I really love seeing. So thank you again, Elisabeth, for sharing everything with us today. Looking forward to seeing you on Monday. I will be letting you drop the link to everything under the video. And if people want to connect with you, either for joining the masterclass or asking you anything, what's the best place for them to reach out?
Yeah, I'm pretty much on LinkedIn most of the time these days. So Dr. Elisabeth Wygant, you can find me over there. Yeah, I would say that's probably the best place. If you are not big on LinkedIn, I am on Instagram. Elisabeth Wygant Wellness is my handle for that too. So.
Yeah, if you're on LinkedIn, like, you definitely should go follow her. She's very active on this platform, and I just love seeing all the content she's posting. So I really encourage you to just give her a follow and start tuning more into everything that you can learn, because it's something very beautiful and something that will definitely worth the time to invest. And again, it's a short masterclass, 5 days, 30 minutes. We all have that time, so please don't make excuses. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you grow and to seeing the transformations you get out of this masterclass. So thank you again, Elisabeth, for coming today. And I just can't wait.
Yes, same here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.